Hey, it's Tiffany, and welcome back to Broker Aesthetic. Today I'm going to play with some resin and some cement because I have this awesome new resin mold from today's sponsor, One Day Saving, and I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. I haven't used resin in a very long time, so it's sure to be a disaster, but it's going to be fun trying. So I'm using the Rockite expansion cement as well. I have other videos where I've used that. I will link that above. And yeah, so let's go ahead and take it out of the packaging. And I mean, come on, look at that beefy boy. It's so big. It's got these arched channels inside. It's an arch shape. I mean, okay, it's rainbows, but whatever. Arches. That's what it's listed as. Um, and it's listed as bookends. So it's a very substantial piece here. So my idea is that in each of these channels, I'm going to put the colored resin, doing just, Roy G. Biv, Colors of the Rainbow. And once the resin is set, using the cement over it. So I have like the resin color and then the cement behind. Got it? That's the plan. So let's dig into this. Right, so I've got my supplies gathered. I've got a two-part epoxy resin that I've had for a very long time. The bottle for the which B, it was leaking. Um, I've got some alcohol inks. I haven't really used those a whole lot, so that'll be interesting too. And I've got some pipettes and some containers, just fruit cups, because Charlie loves peaches and we have them a lot. And I've got some paddles, stirring thingies, whatever they're called, and my digital scale for exact measurements. So this stuff is a two-part resin and it's a 1:1 ratio. So, and yeah, the bottle was leaking. I've never opened these. I've never used them. So, wearing some gloves because this stuff is super uber sticky. Uh, I will do my mixing and again using the digital scale. I've got like a macaroni and cheese cup or whatever to mix this in. So I'm weighing the container first. I want to make sure to set it on grams. So the container weighs 11 grams and I want to zero that out. And then I can get my exact measurements if I pour properly. So starting with A and then with B, measuring the exact same amount. Now, after I've got it mixed or got it poured, now I'm just going to mix and mix and mix and mix and mix some more because, excuse me, I got those bottles, I don't know, couple 3 years ago, and I have no documentation on it anymore. I don't even remember, you know, any of that stuff. I just know it was it says 1:1 ratio. There were no instructions in the bottle or anything. So I'm just gonna stir the crap out of it and go from there. And here I'm taking my little plastic containers, and this is where I'm going to separate into separate containers. I know that was redundant, I'm sorry. For the colors, so I can mix the colors. And I think I do about 20 grams each. So again, measuring or weighing the container, zero it out, and then weigh then pour. So I can get the same amount for each color. So I'm going to do that for all 6 of my colors. So I've got my colors, I've got the resins separated, so I'm just going to get my colors made. And I've got 6 colors, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And I'm just using the pipettes to stir them up. It's really opaque, and I think I only used like 3 drops. So I was pretty pleased with that. The red and the orange look really similar on camera when I'm mixing it up and stuff, but there's a big difference uh, in real life. So with all of my colors mixed up, what I'm doing is taking those pipettes and laying down the resin in those little channels. I have notes, okay? I could have used more resin in these channels carefully, and I should have made sure that my mold was level. It was not. And I should have done that, and I didn't, and I wish I had, but you live and you learn. So if I do this again, I don't know what I was doing there. I think I was talking about pouring it, but if I do this again, there are some different things I would do. Now, taking this, like I said, taking the pipette and just carefully filling the channel with that red resin. I'm trying not to let it bleed over, just trying to get it to sit nicely in each channel or each arch thing there. And for the most part, this works out okay. Doing it this way was fine. If I had, again, like I said, if I had leveled it out, it probably would have worked out better. But so I'm just going to repeat this process. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. There are 12 uh, individual channels, so I can make the rainbow twice. Or however you would want to do it. You know, you could do red, red, yellow, yellow, which maybe I'll do that next time. But again, this was an experiment. I wanted to see what I could do with it. And I had ideas in my head, and I kind of wanted to see how resin and cement would act together. So anyway, we'll get to that in a while. But yeah, that's it. So I just fill them all up with the colors, and we'll come back when it's all set up. There it is, cured, and as you can see in a couple of places it's pull apart a little bit. It's run together in some places, but I'm just gonna go with it. It's fine. We're just gonna leave it the way it is. Now I want to add my cement to it. And I'm not gonna fill the whole thing. I'm just gonna do like half an inch just because I don't know how it's gonna work out. So fingers crossed. But it worked out for the most part. So again, level out that mold. Again, using that Rockite expansion cement, um, mixing it to like a pancake batter type consistency. You can make it pretty thin or you can go thicker. I guess it just depends on your application. It will starts to set up in 15 minutes, and that's what I'm going to do. Making sure I have a mask because this is a very fine powder. And I learned the first time I used it, you need to have a mask on when you use it. So, and I'm and I'm taking what basically is left in my bag. I did get another bag to use as well, but I'm just gonna use what's left. And it's like, I don't know, two, three, four scoopfuls I think I use. and just adding water to my preference, mixing it up with a plastic spoon, a little bit of water at a time until I get the right consistency. In there, it's coming together. It's a little runny yet, but it'll set up still a little more. Um, but it's about where I want it to be. I'm just stirring, make sure I have all the lumps out, and go ahead and pour it in the mold. And I can always add more to it later, which I will do. But we'll come back when it's ready to demold. Right, now here's the moment I've been waiting for. Taking this apart to see if it worked. And as you can tell, right there on the edges, it started to pop right out, but the center was being very stubborn. And you will see what happens. Yep, some of it stuck to the mold. Or I should say, it didn't stick to the cement. It didn't bond to the cement the way I was hoping. But you know what? That's okay. Because you know what? Super glue is there for a reason, and I will just glue it on. The idea was sound, the execution, not so much. But I think it looks kind of cool though. And you'll see here in a second what it'll look like, the idea of it, what it'll look like at the end. So there, now you have an idea what it'll look like whenever it's fixed and finished. I think that's pretty cool. Um, it gives me so many more ideas of what to do with this though. But you guys can let me know what you think in the comments below. Tell me if anybody has tried mixing cement and resin, uh, and if you've had success with it, let me know how you did it, or whatever, before I try this again. So let's jump into the next experiment. Again, using the same mold, and this time is going to be all resin and glitter. Yes, I'm going to use glitter. Why? Because I have so stinking much of it. I've got glitter that my grandson's children can use in their crafts, probably. I have so much glitter. It'll be around that long and then some. So that's what I'm going to do. Again, keeping in with the arched rainbow theme, I'm going to rainbow glitter. And I've got some chunky rainbow glitters, uh, or chunky holographic glitters here. And using up the rest of that resin because it's leaking everywhere and I'm using an old Folgers container and I'm just gonna have to mix it all up because, yeah. So I'm not sure how I should have done this. If I should have mixed the glitters separately and then folded them in that way. I think that's probably how I should have done it. I didn't do it that way. And I was like, okay, here I was going to put down a line of clear resin and then sprinkle the glitter. I should have just mixed the glitter and you live and you learn. Now I know the next time if I'm going to do it with rainbow glitter, how to do it so it'll not turn into the mess that it becomes. I almost don't even want to show you guys because it's a disaster. So at this point, I got tired of fighting with it and just started pouring some resin in, and I just go in repeating the colors. I tried to neaten it up, and it just, at this point, I gave up with having any kind of process and just started to wing it. because that's what we do when we don't know what to do. We just kind of wing it. So I'm just sprinkling the glitter on, and then I'll go around in a U shape from the purple, then with the blue, then the green, etc., etc. I'm not doing anything different here. I add more resin, add more glitter, resin, glitter. It's a whole thing. So I won't bore you with those details. Instead, I will jump to the unmolding of this. Let's take a minute to talk about today's sponsor, One Day Saving. They carry all kinds of stuff, and as you can see here, this is the mold that I'm using today, and they have a lot of diamond painting stuff, and I'm seeing that they've added some new things to their website since the last time. So let's take a look at that. We've got all kinds of different diamond paintings, as you can see, stuff for a budget, all kinds of counted cross stitch, other DIY diamond crafts. This looks really interesting. So we've got large size diamond paintings here. Why is it not loading? Here we go. Uh, we've got accessories. So we've got cross stitch tools. They have now crochet tools. We've got paint by numbers. Um, this list is festival, but it's for holidays. Wax seal things. So we've got kits, accessories for that, different sealing waxes. Now they have scrapbook series, which is new. They didn't have that before. So we've got cutting dies, it looks like. There's some gift wrapping, or is that washi tape maybe? Tattoo stickers, I guess. So, and then there's the nail art stuff and puzzles. So all kinds of different things you could take a look at, and you'll get a $5 off your purchase if you use code SPRING5 in your checkout, and that is only available to the first 500 people, and it expires on the 31st. So you've only got a couple days left to go and get a hold of some things and save $5. And all of that information is linked in the description box, as well as the link to this mold, the link to the moon one that I used the last time, and that video is up here in the cards. And just, in general, their store, all that information is in the description box, so check that out. So let's get back to the video. Okay, so I guess I am going to jump into the final one, and that is the cement arches, and I'm just using the expansion cement for this. You'll see the glitter one at the end in its entirety, the hot mess that it is. This one, though, is my favorite because it was pretty easy. Once again, mixing it up to the pancake batter consistency, using water as needed, not really measuring much. I do use quite a bit more this time around because I wanted to make it bigger. And as far as I could tell, this time the mold is level, or as level as I could get it anyway. All right, I've got it mixed up to that pancake batter consistency and just ready to pour it in the mold. Kind of love how that purple glitter stained the mold though. And this is the easy peasy part, just mixing the cement, pouring it in, and like I said, I do make it quite a bit thicker. I don't fill it the whole way, but I do a second batch of in the Cool Whip bowl and pour in there. So here it's set up, and I'm going to go ahead and take it out of the mold. So much easier to work with. I really like cement. It's so much, this stuff is so much fun. And I'm gonna buy a really big bucket of this stuff because there's so many things I want to make with it. Um, it's very smooth, and I think you know, letting it dry out a little bit, it's got different color to it a little bit. I don't know. I think it's really cool. So let's take a look at all of them. Here's the rainbow resin and cement piece, which didn't go as well as I had hoped, but turned out better than I expected. So happy accidents here. And I will try this one again to see if I can't tweak that technique and make it work a little bit better. And then there's this hot mess, which did not turn out at all the way I'd hoped. But you know what? I will try again and I will try it better. I hope. And then this, my favorite, the one that's made just with that cement, and it turned out exactly how I was hoping. Special thanks again to One Day Savings for sponsoring today's video. Check my description box for the links to the store, to the molds, and use that Spring 5 coupon, which expires on the 31st to get $5 off of your purchase. If you enjoyed this content, would you consider hitting that subscribe button? And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're alerted when I upload on Saturdays. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Take care, y'all. Bye.